So here we add the delete functionality. So here we have our delete function. So we will going to have a delete data. So we will just have, or we will just need the key for the item, and we can delete that using the delete function for the Hive. So here in line, in line, or the delete outline button here in this line 89 up to 95. So here we apply or supply our delete data function, and we just need the key for the item that we wanted to delete. So if we're going to test that out, if we're going to have like Tadena, then we're going to add that name, and then we're going to add another name or data, and another like another thing, and then we are going to delete this thing. So our delete functionality is uh, functioning great. So next thing that we're going to do is for the update button. So this time we implemented the update functionality. So in this line of code, we create a update function called update data. So this update data function will have the data and the key of the items that we wanted to edit or we wanted to update. So this update data function, we apply or we use that here inside the update button. So here on the inside the on press, we create a text editing controller called first name and last name. So this controller will hold the first name and the last name. So we also use the show dialog function that we created, and it needs the key of the items and also a controller called first name and last name. So if we're going to hit the update button, so here, as you can see, we retrieve successfully the value for the first name and the last name. So here, if the text form field that we have here is the value is valid, then we can proceed to update our items or our data. So if the text like the last name, if we're going to leave that empty, if we're going to hit done, so here we have a we call this, we have an error or the validation, so we need to enter a last name. However, the first name is cleared out, so which means that we need to move the first name and dot clear and the last name dot clear. So we're going to move this code inside here, so there. So I'm going to supply a value, a new value, JJ, then the demo. So let's done that. So it's clear. If we're going to update again, so let's say junior. So if we're going to leave the last name blank, uh, so the first name is still there. So we need to supply any kind of value for this text form field. So again, let's do that. So you can see it's updated. So yeah, so here we will going to have if this form is validated, and then it will going, if the validation is true, then we can proceed of updating our items, and then we will going to exit from the dialog and then go back to the home page, and then we will going to clear out our text editing controller. So for the recap, so let's recap what we did. So first is here in PubSpec YAML, we just needed this package, which is the Hive and the hive underscore dot flutter. So we need this dependency. So for the div dependency, we need the hive underscore generator and build underscore runner. So we're going to close this pubspec YAML. So in the main.dart file, so we initialize our hive. So we need to ensure our Flutter bindings, and then we're going to initialize our hive for the Flutter, and then we have our box called box underscore db. So and then we create a page or called homepage. So here for the homepage, so for the homepage, we use the scaffold, and then we have a title for yes, for the title. So we have an app bar and a title called Simple Hive App. So for the body of the scaffold, if the is loading is true, then we will going to have a circular progress indicator widget. And then if the is loading is false, we will going to uh, use or we're going to display the items that we have using the list view that builder widget. Now we will going to display the we're going to display our data or the yeah, using the list tile widget. And then here we have a floating action button. So the floating action button, we can add data using this widget called floating action button. So we also created a show dialog function where we can add and edit the where we can edit and add our data. So for the functionality here, so we have our functionality for creation of data, update or the create data, update data, delete data, and getting the data or retrieving the data. And then we also override the init state and dispose the controllers that we have. So yeah, I think that's all that we have for this simple Hive app.